Hi guys, I am back to start working on the second section of chapter 11 with you. You should have done the questions last week for 11.1, so I'm going to go over the answers real quick with you. You can check yours at home. All of the living things that surround an organism make up its environment. The study of the relationship between living things and their environments, that study is called ecology. Plants use water, sunlight, water, minerals, and blank to grow and make food. Soil was the answer for that one. Organisms in an environment blank with each other. The answer is interact. The definition of interact is your definition should have been to act upon. So when two things come together and have an influence on each other. Number 5, suppose a green plant is placed in a dark basement. How could this affect the plant? It will grow very well. It will grow, but not well. It won't germinate. It will turn the lights on. Definitely not that one. Won't do that one. A plant can grow in your dark basement for a period of time. It just won't grow very well. So that one should have been B choice there. And number 6, how is your living space and environment? What materials do you get from your environment? It is where we live and where we find our needs and interact with the organisms. You guys have temperature that keeps moderated in your house. You have food. You have other people in your house. Your house provides you with all your needs, and then your parents bring in the needs that they need. So hopefully you got those all right. Let's get to our lesson for the day. Your homework tonight, read these 2 pages, do those questions. All right, so when we're talking about an ecosystem is the living and the non-living parts of an environment, and they have to be interacting. Could be plants drawing water out of the soil. It could be plants drawing nutrients out of the soil. It could be rabbits eating the grass in your front yard. Those are interactions. Within an ecosystem, you have populations. A population must be of the same species. So there's a patch of forest across the yard from my house. You can't say the population of trees. Why can't you say population of trees? Because there's many different species of trees. Now I could say the population of gray squirrels, or I could say the population of rabbits, or I could say the population of white oaks. I can't say the population of all oak trees because there's different species of oak trees. This picture here, the population of mushrooms growing on a log. These are all the same types of mushrooms, and we could count every mushroom growing there. That's a population. It could be the population of brook trout in a stream. That's a population. There's lots and lots of different populations that come together. You know, this is the springtime. A lot of people are doing a lot of things outdoors. In our streams here in Bellwood, you can find brown trout, you can find rainbow trout, you can find brook trout, you can find what they call fall fish or chubs, you can find some down by the river, you can find carp, you can find some smallmouth in some places. Those are different species living and interacting in the same type of environment, and that makes them a community. The community is all of the different populations. You also would have to include, if you're talking about a stream community, the different invertebrates that live in the water that the fish like to eat. You have to include the algae and any bacteria that's in the water. All of those things become an important part of the community. Different interactions between the living and non-living things in an area make up an ecosystem. Different ecosystems are driven because of the climate there. Well, what is climate? Climate is the average weather in an area over time. It's how warm it is, how wet it is. Do you have long winters like in the tundra? It's almost winter all the time. Or is it what we call temperate. We live in a temperate biome. Temperate means you have 4 seasons. Spring, which we're in now, summer, which is coming, fall, and winter. It could be tropical, like some parts of the desert and the rainforest are tropical. Your ecosystems, rivers and lakes count as ecosystems. And an ecosystem is self-supporting, meaning an ecosystem has to have energy and all of the things going on there, and it doesn't need input from other sources. Processes of ecosystems. There are things that have to go on for that ecosystem to be self-sustaining. There's got to be energy. Most of our energy on Earth comes from the sun. Some places at the bottom of the ocean, there have chemosynthetic bacteria that can actually use sulfur compounds from the Earth. There's that transfer of energy. If you look at this graph, and now once you've got this picture, you guys watch this video later on your own, you have trees and grasses. Well, the trees and grasses capture the energy from the sun. They pass it on to the giraffes get eaten by the lion. Breaking down of materials. When the lion's done eating the giraffe, bacteria will dissolve its body and break it back down. That's called recycling. All of those materials, from the time life has been on Earth, have been traveling through and through and through and through the living things on Earth many, many times. So, remember that your area is like a community because we have different populations of organisms living there. All right, make sure you guys are getting this reading done, 258 to 259. The questions will pop up in the classroom on a Google form. I'll be seeing you guys again. Thank you and have a good day.